Hello again, everybody. This is Derek at ScreamingEagleAirsoft.com. Yes, that's ScreamingEagleAirsoft.com. That's where you can go to get all your airsoft supplies and needs. Today we're going to do a review on a camo wrap. What I have today is the McNett Multicam Camo form. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be adding this to a variety of pieces of my equipment, and I'm going to show you all the different things that you might be able to do with camo form. It might give you some ideas and you might get excited about it. You might not. But I want to show you what you can do with camo form. And this is the Multicam pattern. First of all, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting it on the weapon. And that is exactly what most people think you're supposed to do with your camo wrap. They say wrap your gun with it, right? Well, there are so many other different applications that you can do with camo wrap. I want to show you what those are. Okay, let's start with the gun. All right, let's take a look at this camo wrap. It does say that it is 2 inches wide by 144 inches long, which winds up being about 4 yards. Okay, you can just tear it open from the back side. I'm not trying to preserve the cardboard box or packaging that it comes in. That's not something I'm trying to do. I could care less about the cardboard packaging. I'm going to take that and I am going to throw it in the trash. Alright, so you have a roll. Got to find the end. There it is. You notice it is sticking to itself. It feels like tape, like it's going to be tape. It is slightly flexible. Okay, that 144 inches was non-stretched, so if you stretch it, you're probably going to get an extra 5 to 10% more. Okay, you start, and I'd like to start at the front. Now, remember, this is an airsoft gun. If it was a real gun, there would be various things you might do differently. You can check out the McNett video that I have attached to the camo form at the website. So when you're shopping for this camo form on the website, click on the McNett video and he shows you some interesting stuff also. Okay, what you do is you start wrapping at the end of your barrel. You hold it and you pull tightly. Hope you can see that on the video. And you go one complete revolution. It should grip on itself. I'm going to unroll a little bit so I can get it to wrap. Now I'm making it tight. They do say go tight, but not too tight. I don't know what that means. Okay, I went once completely around. It did grip upon itself. Now from there, they say to start angling your wrap so that you can overlap it by about 1/4 of an inch, which tells me you don't have to overlap it very much. I am trying to get rid of this OD green looking suppressor. I want it to be camouflaged. Okay, now I'll continue to wrap even though there's going to be discrepancies. It's not perfectly smooth. There are gaps here, but I'm going to continue to wrap and apply pressure. You'll see it will fold upon itself. There we go. Lay it out. Does not have to be a perfectly even surface. Now I'm getting to my front sight post. Guess what? I never use my front sight post. That's me. But you can wrap it to leave this sight post accessible or visible, however you wish to do it. I'm covering up the bayonet lug. I do not need a bayonet lug. I will use this sling. I do use the sling mount, so I'm going to avoid wrapping the sling, and I'm going to cover my sight post kind of like that. I'm going to have to pull a little bit tighter because I don't like that looking that way. Yes. Now, I've gotten to my pec box. Do I want to wrap just the rails and not the pec box and then put the pec box on the rails? No, I'm wrapping the whole thing. That's just me, personal. That could be, you could do it any way you want. Let's say you had standard front hand grip for an M4, M16 style gun. You could, let's say your gun is wired to the front and you normally put your battery on the inside of this. Well, naturally you would not be able to wrap it with camo form because then you would never be able to open this up and get to your battery. So you would have to come up with some ingenious way to wrap it lengthwise, wrap them individually, so then put them together, or not wrap this section of your gun. Continuing on, and then your front end of the gun would be wrapped like that. There, and that was about half of the wrap. Now I can take the other half and wrap the buttstock or the rear end of the gun, and then, what you're seeing now is this whole front side of the gun is in a multicam pattern, so it'll match whatever uniform or whatever if you're using multicam. Now let me show you some of the other applications that you can use this wrap for. Let's say you have a magazine, right? And you don't want to paint it, you can wrap it. Now, again, when you start your wrap, you're going to want to tightly wrap once around, and then do one, okay, get my fingers out of the way. Tightly wrap once around, and then one more time. That secures it. And then, how many times do you want to wrap your magazine? Well, not so many times that it won't fit inside the magazine well. So what I would do is maybe put it in, then continue to wrap it. And then make sure you stop. Right there. And then to finish it, wrap tightly 2 times. There you go. If you got it wrapped, what can you do? You can either cut it with scissors or you can just tear it. I am going to cut it with scissors. Like so. Squeeze it nice and on there. That magazine not completely covered, as you can see. This part here will fit up inside your magazine well, but the rest is multicam. So when you have it in your ammo pouches and the bottoms are usually exposed because you store them upside down in your magazine pouches, the multicam part will be on the top. Okay. Alright, instead of painting your paintball mask, you could always wrap your paintball mask. Alright, this is me with my multicam wrap on my head. Okay, this was not a good idea. I can't breathe, and this is just too tight on the head. I was trying to show you that not everything can be wrapped, but that's pretty cool. But I would never play like this. Alright, well, there are also other wrap options for you. So a lot of you guys like to have like a multicam uniform out there, but you don't want to shell out the cost for a multicam uniform. So guess what? You can get the camo wrap and you can start wrapping your body with it. And then you can have a multicam uniform just like everybody else. Okay, I can wrap this. I probably need to get me like a dozen rolls, but that's okay. I can put multicam. No, I'm not going to do that. That's just silly. Let me tell you what you really can wrap. There are some other things you can wrap. All right, let's say that you have won as a prize a great water canteen from your favorite airsoft field, but you notice that it's silver and it's shiny, and you don't want to be seen for a mile away drinking this out in the woods, so you can wrap it. You can take your wrap and all right, now you have an M1 tactical canteen so you can take to the field and drink out of. Alright guys, that was kind of silly, but I did want to let you see the only limit to putting this wrap on anything is your imagination. You can wrap anything with this. If you have a radio and you want to wrap it up, wrap it up. Let's say you got a gun, wrap it up. Let's say you got a handgun, wrap it up. Let's say you've got a canteen, wrap it. Binoculars, wrap it. A scope, wrap it. Pick box, wrap it. You can wrap anything with this. Okay, there's just certain things I wouldn't wrap. I wouldn't put it across your face, of course. I wouldn't put it across anything that you need to move, like your selector lever or your charging handle, or if you need your dust cover to open, something like that. Those things I would not cover. Okay, this will stick upon itself. If it gets wet, it doesn't lose its adherity. It will stay together. And what is another option I've seen on the McNett website is that you can use this as a bandage if somebody gets cut or whatever. Yes, you can wrap them with this. It will apply pressure. It can get a little bit of that. Let's say you're bleeding, it'll get some blood on it, but it won't lose its pressure. It is made very similar to what you would find in a pressure bandage, but it's kind of sticky and it sticks to itself, and it's just in a color like Multicam. You can get these in various colors like woodland, digital desert. You can even get it in real tree and mossy oak. You can get it in those patterns if you prefer. Alright, well, at screamingeagleairsoft.com we are selling the Multicam version. These things run just over $10. You can pick these up and start getting yourself Multicam down. Thanks for coming out and checking out this video. Remember to subscribe, and remember to check us out on Google+, and if you're still with Facebook, go ahead and like us on Facebook. And remember guys, whenever you're on the airsoft field, play safe.